review which the House wished to look at is the report of the Law and Order Select Committee on the Independent Police Conduct Authority. The question is that that report review be noted. Jackie Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Law and Order Committee undertook the financial review of the Independent Police Complaints Authority, noting that Sir David Carruthers took over as chair of the IPCA at the end of the reporting period, replacing Justice Lowell Goddard, and in his evidence to the committee commended Justice Goddard for the work she had done in the previous 5 years for the IPCA, generating several significant reports which came to public attention in this reporting period. So the IPCA provides an independent check and a scrutiny on police, which Police Commissioner Peter Marshall acknowledges as having a very positive impact on both the trust and confidence ratings of our New Zealand police force, and that is a matter which is of the utmost interest and importance to us in New Zealand and us in the Parliament. So the IPCA, Independent Police Complaints Authority, get around 2,000 complaints a year. Those complaints are triaged within the IPCA, and which means that they have a look at the potential severity of each and every complaint, and those complaints are then allocated a rating between 1 and 5. And so the flow of complaints to the IPCA range from being, well, not really complaints at all, a little bit marginal about whether the IPCA should indeed look at them any further, in which case they are referred back to the police, and can through to the categories 1 and 2, which are the most serious. And so those categories might be incidents of death, serious injury or serious misconduct, and which take the majority of the IPCA time and resources, and I believe something like 80% of IPCA time and resources are given over to those most serious complaints. Having said that, IPCA acknowledge that they frequently conduct an extended assessment of any complaint, especially when that complaint comes from someone who appears to be perhaps vulnerable in one way or another to them. These people are frequently those very same people that turn up in our electorate offices, and it can be in need of independent scrutiny of their complaint or concern. That is a most valuable function of the IPCA, and personally I have had a number of people through my electorate office who I have referred their complaint. I'm not the judge. I have referred their complaint to the IPCA for further investigation, and it is encouraging that those complaints are taken seriously. Highlights of the year in review include the opening of 47 investigation files on the most serious matters brought to their attention. There were 14 public reports released during the year as a result of these investigations, and these reports include the major thematic review on the police detention of young people. Police have accepted all of the recommendations made in that report, and the IPCA have set up a review team from within their body and will review progress against those recommendations. Now, that is a really useful and focused approach to these reports, which don't just merely sit on police shelves. The IPCA take a continuing interest in them, as indeed does the Office of the Auditor General and the Law and Order Committee. There was also a major report on deaths in police custody, and again this is another report authored by the IPCA, which is being looked at with interest not only by police but also agencies such as the Law and Order Committee. There have been a number, 12 reports, major reports into individual fatal police pursuits and a police shooting and an incident with a member of the public and a police vehicle. Another highlight of the year in review include the fact that less than 1% of complaint files were reopened due to an expression of dissatisfaction in the result of that case. Now, that's a pretty good result. And financially, the IPCA showed a surplus of $0.106 million. And thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Right, no further speakers. So the question is that the report of the Law and Order Select Committee on the 2011-12 Independent Police Conduct Authority review be noted. Members of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, I understand the next issue, the next review, which to be debated by the House, is the Justice and Electoral Committees